The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Mrs. Marlar, you have 2 young sons, correct?
Yes, Kevin and Jason.
And together with Mr. Marlar, you have assumed responsibility for taking care of them.
Yes, yes, we have.
Are they in preschool?
No, not yet.
So they're at home full-time?
Yes.
With you and Mr. Marlar?
Well, not anymore. Not since Ross moved out.
So now they're home alone with you?
Yes. Most of the time.
And the rest of the time?
Maida Bauer helps out.
And what about your mother? Does she help out?
Well, she's around.
She's more than around, isn't she, Mrs. Marlar? She, on occasion, takes care of Kevin and Jason all by herself.
Well, yes, of course she does.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but your mother has had a history of a drinking problem, has she not? Mrs. Marlar, does your mother have a problem with alcohol?
She's handling it. She goes
Please,
to meetings.
yes or no would suffice.
Please, answer the question.
Yes. And recently, you were incapacitated and needed to rely on your mother's help.
I do not walk.
You were confined to a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Hysterical paralysis, I believe, was the diagnosis.
It was for a short period of time. It was...
We're trying to establish the best place for your children, Mrs. Marlar.
I know that.
So with your history of mental problems and your mother's emotional problems, we have to ask ourselves whether the best place for them is really under your sole care.
Of course it is. I'm their mother. I love them more than anything. I may not be perfect, but you're twisting everything around and you're not making it out the way that it is.
Then how is it, Mrs. Marlar?
I love Kevin and Jason more than anything on this earth.
And you would never do anything to intentionally harm them, would you?
Of course I would. I'm their mother, and I need them, and they need me.
Yet for months when your children needed you and you needed them, you were carrying on a sexual affair with your husband's brother, Ben Warren.
No!
The same Ben Warren who was supposed to be here to represent you today.
No!
Well, then let's, as they say, go to the videotape.
You can't do that because it's not fair. You don't have the...
We're not talking about fair. We're talking about the truth, Mrs. Marlar. Did you or did you not have a sexual affair with your husband's brother, Ben Warren?
You don't understand.
Well, then let the court understand. Mrs. Marlar, I remind you, we're under oath. Please answer the question. Did you or did you not have a sex with Ben Warren? Please answer the question, Mrs. Marlar. Did you or did you not have sex with Ben Warren?
Please, answer the question.
Yes.
I think it might be best at this time to give Mrs. Marlar some time to compose herself. Mrs. Marlar, why don't we take a short recess?
Thank you.
Well, don't feel sorry for her now. Sometimes you have to pay to play.
I lost Ross and I'm gonna lose my life.
No, you're not. That judge hasn't even heard your side of the story yet.
Oh, what is my side of the story? I have no
You
side
love
of the
those
story.
boys, and they adore you.
I have to call Ben.
Oh, honey,
I have to get Ben.
please.
Oh, please, Mother said the lecture.
I want to get this over with as quickly as possible. Do you understand?
Just give me 10 more minutes.
This is Ben Warren. Leave a message.
Ben, this is the 3rd or 4th message I have left you. I don't know where you are. I don't know why you're not at court, but please, if you get this message, please come. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry for anything I've ever done to hurt you. My children need you, Ben. And so do I.
You know, I think it's unfair because of all the women in the world that should have had a baby. It should have been Annie, but it turned out that she was barren.
I hate that word. Every time I hear it, I get this picture in my mind of the desert. Hot, dry wind. Everything dies. Nothing grows.
Look, I'm really sorry. That was an unfortunate choice of words.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you and for Annie and for the children that will never know her love or yours. I'm sorry. I sound like I'm crazy. It's just... I love children so much, you know.
So you can identify with Annie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not on, from personal experience. But I do have nieces and nephews, and I just love them so much. They mean the world to me. I try really hard never to forget their birthdays. I think that's so important to children, you know? Birthdays and Christmas. Maybe it has something to do with presents.
Look, I don't want to get too personal, but have you ever been engaged or married?
Yes, I was married once. A very brief period of time. It didn't work out.
Did you and your husband ever discuss having little ones running about?
No, I wanted children. He didn't. Well, he didn't want children with me anyway.
He was a fool.
Why do you say that?
Because I can tell you would have made a wonderful mother.
You don't know what you're saying.
Look, Terry, I'm sorry. Tell me why you're crying.
Oh, I don't know. Probably because... I don't know, that story about Annie was just so sad.
Why?
Because no woman ever wants to be barren.
Now I don't get it. What are you saying, Joshua?
When I was walking in the park, I realized I have to tell you the truth.
See, I already told her the truth, so you don't have
No,
to
if you
do
have
that.
something to say, just say it.
Last night when Cassie and I were here together, I don't know why it happened.
I already told her why, that I was just going nuts and you were just trying to calm me down. I was telling her what really happened last
That's
night.
not the way it was.
Now I'm the one who's feeling crazy.
And you have every right to feel crazy because of everything that I've told you. You were right. I mean, there's no way that Josh could have come on to me, and I owe both of you an apology. Especially you, Josh.
Is that right? Does she owe you an apology?
Why would you say that my friends and I are in trouble? What exactly is it that you think we did?
It's what you didn't do, Michelle.
We didn't do?
Yeah. You know, what I find really hard to believe is that the people who worked with my brother were just too damn busy to take an hour out of their day to go to his funeral.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. It's pretty cold, Michelle. That's all right. You weren't the only ones. The loan sharks and dealers weren't there either, which is probably a good thing as far as their existence is concerned. But you guys, I mean, you worked with him. I thought that you were friends with him. I don't get it.
Nobody told me when the funeral was.
So why didn't you ask?
Because I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to make this up to you?
Yeah. You know what you can do? You can help me find who killed my brother.
What happened? I think we need to go to the club. We have some problems.
What's wrong with you? You all right?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just